on digital radio, on the app, on your smart speaker, on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch.tv, and Facebook. The Sportscast. Basketball in March.
The Jersey Boys Sports Talk presented by The Sportscast.
The Jersey Boys Sports Talk with Victor Arocho and Byron Jones. And here's your host, Victor Arocho.
Righty, live out of Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Welcome to the Jersey Boys Sports Talk, hosted by Byron Jones and Victor Arocho, brought to you by The Sportscast. Today is March 21st, 2024. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to The Sportscast on all our channels, YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, iTunes. We also have our Jersey Boys Sports Talk podcast. It is on Apple Podcasts. It's on Spotify. Just look. You'll see Jersey Boys Sports Talk. You see a picture of Byron and myself. Please leave us a rating, subscribe, and it'll help us out tremendously. Don't forget, if you like the show on YouTube Live, smash the like button, leave comments. We always get back to all our fans, and we are excited today. It is off season. We got a lot of things to talk about. I'm really excited about our guest, Joey Bag of Donuts. Big Pittsburgh fan is about to join us pretty soon. He's in the green room waiting for us. Mr. Byron, how are you today, Mr. Vacation of the Year? How's everything? Oh, what's the matter? How can't you see me? Oh, sorry.
No, you can't.
I was doing all that.
Well,
I was doing all that talking. You couldn't see me?
Couldn't say a word. Couldn't see you. Maybe you didn't know that.
I did.
But anyway,
I'm still not live.
It's gotten cold again, man. Up here, man. It's cold. You know, I've been in the 30s and 20s and whatever. And, after being in the 60s and 70s in the Poconos, come back down here and it's cold, man. It's cold. It's windy and cold.
Really?
Yes.
All right. Hold on a second. I'm gonna go out and come. Go back in. I don't know what's the problem. I'm trying to see. So tell me what's going on with the piece. What is the how's the weather, all of that stuff going on?
It's cold. They just issued a coastal flood warning, for like the whole state of New Jersey, part of New York. It's supposed to get like 4 inches of rain on Saturday, so it's supposed to be raining like crazy starting Friday all the way through Saturday, all the way till Sunday. So yeah, it's kind of interesting around here since it was kind of mild winter, and then all of a sudden, the rain. We had the kids out yesterday with the flag football outside, and it was freezing outside with the kids out there trying to run around. We had to cut practice short because it was so cold.
Right. Hold on a second. Let me get out of this here. Sorry about that. For those of you watching, don't know why you could hear me, but for some reason you can't see me, and my camera is on, but something has been happening all day that it has been affected this stuff here. So let me just get
weather,
out of
man. It's the weather.
It's the weather.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So listen, we got Joey coming in. I'm gonna let you in a few seconds here. Just trying to get my camera working, and let's get you guys talking.
I gotta know about all the stuff in Pittsburgh, man, because it's killing me.
I'm coming at you because we were already fighting online. So, but why my camera is on somewhere else? That's the problem.
Oh, and the other crazy thing they're doing up here is that Saquon's daughter had something to say. Cute little kid. So they're saying basically, "Oh, Daddy, are we going to a team that's winning now?" And yeah, that's like the big thing around here lately.
Really?
Yes. And the Eagles signed another giant. They signed. Remember the 900 wide receivers we had, Paris Campbell.
Yeah.
Yeah, they signed him too.
Really?
Yeah. And they restructured Dexter Lawrence's contract to get more cap space. So they changed his I guess his regular salary and gave him more bonus money, which I would be gladly to take so they can get a little bit more cap space.
Right. And then what is the deal about the leakage of Daniel Jones being released?
Man,
What's
I,
happening with
I,
that?
I saw some. They had that on like Sirius, like the NFL channel today. They were talking about, and they put up Daniel Jones's stats and Trevor Lawrence's stats. They are almost exactly the same.
Okay.
Yardage, touchdowns, wins or losses, everything. But they're saying, why are they not all over this guy? Trevor Lawrence, and Trevor's played more games, well, a little bit more games than Daniel because of the injuries and everything. But why aren't they all over him as far as being just an average quarterback, being the number one pick, and you got Daniel Jones, the sixth pick, has been hurt, been on a lousy team, and their stats. When you look at their stats, the games played, uh, yardage, touchdowns, everything was almost exactly the same. Percentage, passing, everything was the same. But nobody says
Right.
anything about they're killing this poor kid, in New York.
I don't understand that. Like, you understand what I mean? Like, I don't understand why they keep, wanting to do something different.
Well, it's a bigger market, up here, Jersey, as far as with the exposure that he's getting up here. And now the things, the whispers are going around that the Giants want to pick JJ McCarthy from Michigan as far as the next quarterback for them. So what does
That's
it
what I
do now?
read.
So now you pick another quarterback. Yeah, you,
Mhm.
you pick another quarterback. So now you're resetting everything for another 3 to 5 years or whatever by picking another guy, and it doesn't make any sense. Then they said they went to Evan Neal. Remember the guy keeps saying they should play left guard. They went to
Right.
his camp and basically said, um, "Yeah, how would you like to play? Left guard. Is it possible?" So basically, they're trying to get. He's a seventh player pick, man. I can't believe that this dude has been that bad. He's been that bad. Evan Neal. Seven-player pick, Alabama, played left guard, left tackle, right tackle, and has not performed up to the standards at all, being a New York Giant. Oh, there we go. We're going to be killing the Pittsburgh Steelers tonight.
Hello.
Sir, how are you doing?
I am busy. It is pandemonium in Steelers land. Oh my God, we see you at Victor.
Oh, there you go.
You see me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Unfortunately,
that.
yes.
Yeah,
All
we see
right.
that.
Hallelujah. Jesus, man.
Picasso picture behind you. How much is that picture worth, man?
Don't worry about it. All right.
Uh,
Yeah, but if you invest your money, I'm a financial advisor. You know I can protect your money, bad boy. I'll get you I'll get you a limo driver to take you to AC and to Poconos and to South Carolina and stuff. So
I'm the limo driver. That's good enough.
that's how I'll get you some money left here. All right. So listen. So first of all, Joey, I'm glad you're on the show because I got several arguments to bring up. Byron's got a mock draft. When's the draft coming up? It's going to be in April, right? April what?
April 25th or something like that. Yeah.
All right, perfect. I'll be
25th.
back because I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks in April. So,
must be nice.
Yeah, it's all work conferences. One's in Vegas, one's in Florida. So,
Vegas.
Okay. So the Giants. Let's talk a little bit about the Giants. Some of the moves they made. I see that we're pushing on linemen, so they must be listening to our show.
Yeah. Oh, sure they are.
But yeah, whatever the case may be is, but they're pushing on linemen, right? I'm noticing movement in the lineman area. Any comments or thoughts on that?
No. The only comment I have to say is that how how people get thrown out the door real quick. Devin Singletary already has Saquon's number 26. That's the number he has.
Who had it?
They didn't even get the guy that they signed from Houston or wherever he played last year. He has number 26, which was Saquon Barkley's number. They gave it to him that fast. Body wasn't even warm. Wasn't even cold yet. I already gave it to him.
They gave Saquon 26?
No, they gave Devin Singletary, the guy they signed, the running back. They just just signed, they gave him Saquon's number because he's been wearing that, but it's just kind of weird that the guy leaves, hasn't even got cold, at the ground, and now all of a sudden, yeah, you want 26? Here you go.
By the way, you guys ain't noticing how dapper I am today? Well, still,
I don't know what is it, deal.
what's up, man? You gotta get some style. We gotta change it up on the show, Byron. I need you in a shirt and tie.
Yeah, okay, picture that.
Hey, listen. What was I going to tell you? Yeah. What was Singletary? What was his number prior to coming to the Giants?
26 when he played with Houston Texans.
Oh, so it's his number too. So it was
but still, man, but you got a guy, man, that was there for 6 years. A couple Pro Bowls. What he did. And all of a sudden,
did you win me? Did you win me?
But he went to the enemy.
Did you win me a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
No. Did you go to the enemy? Yes. Too bad. I wish him luck. I still like Saquon, but at the end of the day, you didn't win me a Super Bowl. You didn't get me deep into the playoffs, and you went within enemy territory, right?
And his daughter's a punk.
Well, don't say that. Let's not talk about the kids. Let's talk about the family members. Stick it to the players. Come on.
Well,
now.
the daughter did sit there and say, "Oh, Daddy, we're going to a winning team now, right?" She did say that.
Wait a second. She's not wrong.
Yeah, but still, come on, man. Yeah,
but she's not wrong. I mean, what is it she say that's so bad? She literally said, "Man, Dad, you've been playing your butt off. You've been getting injured. At least we got a shot at winning. I mean, winning's a lot better than losing."
Yeah, but if you don't want to get roasted by Giants fans, you shouldn't put your 5 or 6 year old daughter on there basically saying, we suck and I went to a better team.
You shouldn't be roasting a 5 or 6 year old girl.
First of all, you've been roasting a 5 or 6 exactly, which is typical New York fans, right? Which they shouldn't be doing. Number one, and number two, this is our show. We're Giant fans, and we say they suck, and we're in our 50s.
Well, 60.
So, okay, I know. I was trying to give you a break, man. Every time I try to give you a break on something, you always got to say,
I don't want no break, man.
He wants no break, Joey, unless he wants to go against me. Like he'll lose.
That's fair.
He'll make a losing pick just to go against me,
yeah,
which is what we're about to argue. Which we're about to argue right now, and that's why we have you on our show because I want to go into it. But I just want to finish up with the Giants. How would they pick the number 2 quarterback from anyways? How would they make that move? We're 6th pick. How's he gonna fall that far? Because everybody's got quarterbacks now.
Fall because you figure you got Caleb Williams, you have Drake Maye, and
Caleb Williams going to the Bears. Is going to the Bears. We know that, right?
Probably.
Okay. So then, who needs a quarterback next? Who needs a quarterback next?
All 3 of them. You figure who's the 3?
Who?
Chicago,
the Bears,
New England, and the Bears. Those 3 all need quarterbacks. And Washington. So
New England. Wait a second. New England, Washington, and the Patriots. Those 3 teams, right?
Right.
That's it.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So how? And then what do the Patriots pick?
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, but what is their number? What picking in the draft are they? I know the Bears are 3. So
Washington's 2.
So the 3 teams that need quarterbacks are 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
So 3 quarterbacks are going to go in the first round. Man, that's got to be the first time if 3 quarterbacks go straight back to back.
Yeah.
Back 3 straight picks, 3 quarterbacks. That's got to be That's got to be history.
JJ McCarthy is the one that will go next. And that's the one that the Giants will have a shot at if they stay at 6, because it looks like the Vikings want him too, and they're going to offer 2 first-round picks to the Giants for that number 6 pick.
Yeah, they got 11 and 23, the Vikings.
I would take those 2 first-round picks.
I would take
with
so
no confusion. I would not hesitate. I don't care. You already picked up. Who did we pick up? We picked up Drew Lock, which is Drew Lock.
Yeah.
Too bad John is not on our show to give us heat about that. But we got Drew Lock, which you never know what could happen, man. It's easy to dog a guy, and then you get a Geno Smith that you forget is in the league, and all of a sudden does well. You got. There's quite a few. You got Brock Purdy. You got who was with the Browns that was doing well for a while, and then he got injured before they got Flacco.
What? Deshaun Watson?
No, Deshaun Watson after him.
The kid,
Flacco?
Dorian Thompson Robinson or whatever.
Yeah, he was doing well. There was a lot of backups that did pretty well. Tyrod Taylor did a little well for it, but Tommy Cutlets was doing okay for a little bit. So the backups is doing pretty well. You still got Sam Howell out there though. Who's he picked up? Who picked him up? Didn't he go?
They traded him.
He got
somewhere.
traded somewhere.
Yeah, I forgot. He went to You should know. Where did he go to? He went somewhere. He went somewhere quick. As soon as
Atlanta or somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. As soon as they picked Russell Wilson.
Oh, he went
wanted
to
traded.
he went to Seattle.
He went to Seattle. That's right.
there you go.
As soon as they picked up Russell Wilson, he wanted out. He asked to get out, and he wanted out. And one thing about talent, Thomas says, I don't like holding players hostage. If you don't want to be here, you're gonna go. So, all right, we're good. We're good with the Giants there. By the way, Dallas is still hasn't made too many moves.
They got no money. That's part of it.
Did
they're
Prescott
they're
take a hit?
No, he hasn't gotten anything yet because I think he renegotiated his contract or did something with his contract where he freed up like $4 million or $5 million. But they lost their left tackle. Tyron Smith signed with the New York Jets, so I'm sure Richie is going to be happy about them going to the Jets. Now they have a real left tackle. If he doesn't get hurt, all the time like he's been the last 5, 6, 7 years. But he's an All-Pro tackle, so they did shore up left tackle for right now.
Yeah. And then Philly's made some moves. They picked up some pretty decent defensive players.
Devin White from Tampa Bay, linebacker, which they needed. They re-signed C.J. Gardner-Johnson, which they needed as safety. They've made a lot of good moves, even though it's sad to say. I have to say it. They have, short up a lot of.
They made some good moves. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if the lock is something if they're gonna pick up, better than they did last year. That's all, right? Because I'm one of those. Unless you show me, I'm questioning what's going on internally in that team.
Yeah,
they had a lot
of coaching.
They had a lot of talents last year. A lot of talent.
You know what they were sitting there saying around here was Big Dom. The guy got in trouble, for pushing, the player on the field, and when he got suspended, they're saying that he's the guy that keeps a lot of stuff, on the down low and undercover, with the Philadelphia Eagles as far as keeping Nick Sirianni in check, as far as like him not doing going off the deep end with stuff, and he's kind of like the calming influence on the team. And when he got suspended, that's kind of when everything went south for them.
So he's like the consigliere.
Yes, he is. Big Dom. Yes, he is.
Yeah, that's funny. But that was a dumb move on his part, though, for touching anybody. You know what I mean? He could not do that. You're not a player. As a player, you get in trouble. You're a non-player. You should have done that. I'm sure he regrets that. I don't know if he regrets it. I think he realizes it's a bad move, but it hurt him and it hurt the team. Because if he's who
it was also dumb of Sirianni to lose his cool and basically lose the team like that just because you lose your consigliere. Come on, man.
Yeah, that is true. Sirianni's got some issues. Well, we'll see what happens, right? It's the NFC East, but let's get into the debate. So I want to put a couple pieces we got out there, right? A couple pieces out there. So we got one debate, and just so you know, there's a lot more analysts that sided with my side, Byron. So I want you to come at it, and I'm gonna say, you got it's Joey's not necessarily the he can't be the in-between because that's his team. So he's probably going to be a little similar to me, but I'm going to make arguments on either side. But Byron, I know you were making some comments, right? So one, let me just pose the arguments and we'll go after them. Okay. One, is there a possibility for a quarterback controversy? That's the argument you made before, right? So that's just one. Two was it a good move or not, right? And then there was a third one, Byron. What was the third one that I posted? I'm sure I'll come up with it. All right, let's go those two. So one, let's stick with the first one. Okay. How do you feel about that move, Byron?
I don't feel good about that move at all. I understand the fact that, they're hanging on to the Russell Wilson legacy, what he did with Seattle. He did play well, at Denver. but it's kind of like, is he going to be the Seattle Russell, with Pittsburgh, or is he going to be the Denver Russell? Was kind of, kind of iffy, and then to turn around, and get this young kid, Justin Fields, who was kind of dealt a bad hand up there in Chicago with the revolving doors and all the, no weapons and whatever. So now you have, one guy, Russell's what 1.3 million or whatever he's getting, and you have the other one is I think is between 3 and 4 million. So you're not really spending a lot of money, at the quarterback position. But is it going to be a problem that if Justin Fields comes in there and plays better, than Russell Wilson there? And it's possible because they do have weapons in Pittsburgh. They do have a better offensive line. They do have a better, head coach and a running game. So, all the things for him to succeed are set up, for him in Pittsburgh. But is he going to get a chance, to, be the guy, even though Russell Wilson is there?
Okay, I'm gonna let you go there. I'm gonna say one thing because I'm gonna let Joey go first because I'm revved for this. That's why I was texting. I was texting so much. First of all, I'm not a Pittsburgh, like the Pittsburgh's not my team, but there's no doubt the love I got from Mike Tomlin throughout the entire time we've had our podcast. I've always sided with Tomlin. Right. In fact, I always sided with Tomlin. I think he's just one of those guys that I have an endearing feeling for. And Pittsburgh, you even said it, Byron. You like to say the word sell. You just like to throw punches at me. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
You've always said it. Great organization. They've had 4 coaches. They're loyal. It's a phenomenal organization. It's just sad that their other family on the other side, the Giants, don't seem to follow their suit. So
yeah, but they're related though. They have a relation between the Rooneys and the Maras.
If Russ struggles early, the fans will start barking for sure. Steve Carpenter. Welcome to the show, Steve Carpenter. I disagree with that. We'll let Joey. But I'm going to tell you right now on the Jersey Boys Sports Talk, Victor Rocho, that was probably one of the most brilliant moves this year in offseason. It is probably the best decision by any team in the NFL to have Russell Wilson and Justin Fields for less than $4 or $5, $6, $7 million. 2 starting quarterbacks on a team under a phenomenal coach, under a great defense, under an offense with buying power, and they got space to go get more players. So I think it's one of the best moves this year in free agency. Go, Joey. I'm gonna let you go, and then I'm gonna hit my piece.
As soon as they acquired Justin Fields and got rid of Kenny Pickett, and they already had Russell Wilson, the story was out there that Russell Wilson is definitely the starter. Justin Fields is definitely the backup. That's how it is now. There is already talk among the NFL insiders that if Russell Wilson doesn't play well, they'll just release him because they really have no obligation to him. So it's all up in the air. There is nothing definite now. The only thing that's definite is Russell Wilson will get the first chance to be the starter. But if he screws up and if Justin Fields looks good, the fans will be clamoring for Justin Fields. Everybody will be clamoring for Justin Fields.
Justin.
Yeah, it could happen.
I'm
Russell
surprised
Wilson,
by your answer, but I'll let you go.
I'm not saying that Russell Wilson is on a short leash.
Woo, I'm ready today.
But I am saying that there is a possibility that Fields could overtake Russell Wilson to be the starter.
Okay.
Justin.
Okay. Byron, you should paint it. Listen to me. I like Justin Fields. The kid let the run it. Okay, here's my take. Okay, I'm surprised by some. I'm surprised by some of your answers, Joey. Only because this is how I feel. Like, and I could be wrong, but I was right on Russell's going to Pittsburgh. I said it before it happened. And just so we're clear, Kenny Pickett left first before they got Justin Fields.
They got Justin Fields because Kenny Pickett left. I don't think that was the plan. The plan
No,
was
no,
Russell
no.
Wilson and Kenny Pickett. But Kenny Pickett.
No, here's what happened. Russell Wilson, they signed Russell Wilson. Kenny Pickett did not want to be in that situation. He asked to be traded.
Right.
Tomlin said, okay, I don't want a player that doesn't want to be here. I've never held a player hostage. Here you go. Justin Fields, everybody was surprised that no one picked him up. No, Pittsburgh just sat there. Okay? So then those negotiations, come on, Byron, you know better than anybody on our show, right? Those negotiations happened with the agent, with the player. You think they didn't interview Russell? Russell Wilson didn't have to sign for the league minimum. You think he signed for the league minimum because he wasn't going to be the starter? No, he signed for the league minimum. Look, I'll give you he could have signed for $4 million, $5 million, $6 million, $7 million, $8 million. Number
who's going
one,
to give him that? Wait, who's going to give them that kind of money?
give him $4 million. He's worth $4 million, dude.
Nah,
Pittsburgh.
When you have the Denver Broncos got to pay him $37 million, ain't no way nobody was going to give him $4 million. No way it was happening.
I disagree. I think he signed for he could sign for the league minimum. He could have got more money. I think he signed for the league minimum. The negotiations were, I'm coming in as the starter, and and where I differ with you, Joey, it's his job to lose. That's it.
Okay.
He's the starter. It's his job to lose. Tomlin doesn't play like that. He just doesn't. Right? He was loyal to Kenny. He tried to pick it. He tried to do what he has to do. But Tomlin does not play around. Right? Number one. So Tomlin, I guarantee you, when they went and got Justin Fields, he goes, I'm going to give you a chance to compete. Your job. But so we're clear, Russell, there's not going to be a controversy. Russell's our starter. Okay?
Justin.
Okay, so Tomlin is a straight shooter. He holds no punches. He's also a player's coach. The players love him. They want to go play for him. So now you got two talented black quarterbacks playing for a black coach. You're going to tell me that they weren't up front with each other, telling each other. Remember, he's the same guy who gave Brian Flores a shot. So I got nothing but admiration for Tomlin. I think he's transparent. The fans can scream all they want. I think Tomlin's going to squash it. He's going to squash it in the media. He's going to squash. Look, Tomlin doesn't mess around. He says what he wants. So all I'm saying to you is Russell Wilson, it's his job to lose. 1, 2, I think Russell is getting paid. So he's going to look at it as, look, you're giving me this shot. I think he's coming from, and this is just my belief, if it was me and I had that talent, right? You're coming from a tyrant, from a coach that hated you, so much that you're willing to take an $85 million cap hit and still put up pretty decent numbers to go to a player's coach who picked you up, named you the starter. After that, the second string quarterback asked for a trade. So it wasn't like, hey, oh my God, I better get a backup to fill up because I need someone to replace Russell Wilson. No, that deal was made. Russell Wilson's got something to prove. He's going to play with a quarterback. He's going to go from being hated to being treated with respect and love. Okay, he put up good numbers under that scrutiny of pieces, and they got a lot of money to put more receivers around him. You just said they got a good line, they got a good running game, and their defense is number one. Everybody was worried about Pittsburgh in the fourth quarter, right? I would be more worried with Russell Wilson in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
So that's my take. I think that it's a brilliant move. They got a lot more money left over to have. And then my question on the poll was, who would you take, Kenny Pickett or Justin Fields? Everybody got, it doesn't matter. Sure, it does. Everybody picked Justin Fields. So you can't tell me that the quarterback position for Pittsburgh Steelers got upgraded. QB1 and QB2 is better than it was when it was QB1 Russell, QB2 Kenny Pickett. So you upgraded a position for very little money, 1 year. And Justin Fields should take his time. He got abused over there in Chicago. Learn from Russell Wilson. He's a 9-time Pro Bowler, dude. He's no joke. So
who's at
go ahead, Joe.
Who's at the back end of his career, but anyway.
So what? Everybody's at the back end of the career. So is Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco signed for – how much did Joe Flacco sign for?
A lot.
Okay, you think he's worth more than Russell Wilson? He's older and was on the couch during Thanksgiving.
And both of them have a Super Bowl.
And if it wasn't for a bad call, Russell should have had 2.
Yeah, with the bad call, all right.
That's the worst call in history. So,
yeah.
Joey, that's where I stand. I think you said it up front, right? But I don't think Tom is going to mess around with that. He's going to squash the media. He's not going to mess around.
Everything you said is 100% true. But on the field, let's say Russell Wilson looks terrible. people are going to say, you know what, maybe don't got it anymore. Maybe he's too old. Maybe he can't figure this out anymore. Put in Justin Fields.
Who's the
Okay,
offensive coordinator?
I don't doubt that that fans may do that. I'm not saying that that's not going to happen from a fan perspective. What I am saying is that awesome coach is going to squash it. He does not listen to fans, and Pittsburgh's not going to fire him because he doesn't replace Russell Wilson.
You're right. Nobody is bigger on that team than Mike Tomlin. There's no doubt. There's no doubt who the leader is, who the power is no doubt Mike Tomlin. So yeah, whatever Tomlin wants, that's what's going to happen. Exactly. Arthur Smith is the offensive coordinator. He was the coach of Atlanta last year, and he was the offensive coordinator of Tennessee before that. So they have a new offensive coordinator.
And what does he like to do? He likes to run the ball.
He likes to
run. What does his quarterbacks like to do? He has his quarterbacks running as well. And what is Justin Fields good at? Running. The ball.
Okay,
but no doubt. They want to recreate what happened with Seattle in the Legion of Boom days when Russell Wilson was in his prime. Remember what they always said about Russell Wilson? Let Russ cook, because they didn't let him do anything. They just let him run the offense because they had a strong running game and an awesome defense. Well, that's exactly what the Steelers are trying to do. They want to have a strong running game and a strong defense and just let the quarterback do just enough to move the ball. All they need is a game manager. They don't need a superstar. They just need a guy to keep moving down the field and score some points. That's it. And not asking a lot of the quarterback.
And Russell Wilson
don't turn it over.
Good throwing the ball down the field.
Yes.
It's not like he's not a Brady, and Brady's the GOAT. He's not a Brady at the short pass. Russell throws down the field, number one. Number two, if you got a good running game, right, which Arthur Smith likes to run, it's going to help Russell Wilson. Okay? Now, he may like his quarterbacks to run, but who are Arthur Smith's quarterbacks?
Where?
In Atlanta?
You're the one who told me he was running. Okay, who's the running quarterback in Atlanta?
Damon Ritter.
Ritter. Yeah, and Mariota for a while. They were all terrible.
And they were all great runners. Great runners.
They could run.
But according to your point, they're great runners.
Terrible quarterbacks.
They ran off the field. They ran off the field.
I said, whatever. I said that he likes a quarterback that can run the ball. That's what I said.
But he coached quarterbacks that didn't do a good job running them.
He's the head coach, man. It's the quarterback.
Come on, don't backpedal. You stick what it is. You're backpedaling. You are backpedaling.
Never. Nope. Not me.
Yeah. All right. So here, let me go. Let me just show you some stats. So all I'm saying to you is that, look, I am rooting. First of all, I'm rooting for Russell Wilson to succeed. I'm rooting for Tomlin to succeed. I'm rooting for Justin Fields to also take over. Right. Russell's got whatever he has left.
Next year.
Maybe Russell takes 1 year, makes his money, and then someone else wants to pick him up and he makes money, and let Justin Fields come. Justin Fields only like 25 years old, man. You know what I mean? He's got a lot of time. And why not learn from somebody? Look at Jordan Love. How old is Jordan Love? He waited 4 years. Okay. So, I mean, I think that's why it makes it such a great move. And what did Steve Carper say? A fact is that it's a once in a lifetime deal. It's at least worth kicking the tires on. You're right. It's a once in a lifetime deal. You got 2 NFL starters on your roster. Okay. And one's really young and the other one's older, right? You got a Pro Bowl to learn from. So I'm just saying to you that, again, let's look at their stats. Okay, and my argument with 2003 with the Bears, he had a quarterback rating of 86.3. He had 16 TDs and 9 interceptions. Okay, he threw for almost 2,600 yards, a 61.4 passer rating. Okay, Russell Wilson.
Well, hey, wait a minute. How many yards did he rush for, though?
Okay, he led the league in running. He did run. Okay, let me just give you these numbers. I'll give it to you. Relax. Okay, Russell Wilson's had 26 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. That's a lot better. Okay. He also threw for 33,000 yards, but he had a QBR of 50. Okay. So it was a little bit lower. So let's see what the rushing is. Completion. I got to find the rushing. Passing. I can't find his rushing.
He went for a lot of yards.
No. Just a field rush. I can't find Russell Wilson's.
What?
Okay.
He ain't running like that.
Who?
He doesn't run like that.
No. Russell. I think Justin Fields led the league in rushing. Just real rushing stats. He led the quarterback.
He's
Yeah,
awesome rushing.
dude. He had. Justin Fields. 16-9. It's weird. It's not those rushing yards can't be right. I'm looking for his stats. I can't see his can't find his rushing
He was
yards.
awesome.
I know it's high.
He's awesome. He's the best Russian quarterback maybe ever.
Justin Fields?
How good he is rushing. Yes. Better than
Why would you
Lamar Jackson.
Byron?
He had an off year. He rushed for 657 yards. He had 1,100 last year.
657 and 1,100. So overall, like over the last 2 years, he's been one of the league rushing quarterbacks. And then
like
let's see.
2,200 in 3 years.
I'm sorry?
2,200 over 3 years.
2,200 over 3 years. Yeah. So his rushing, his runs. But look, you're also playing for Chicago. You got to run. Yes.
Yeah,
but it's
that
cold.
terrible
So it's not-
pizza. You got to run to the bathroom.
He had no choice. He had to run. Okay. Russell Wilson had 341 rushing yards. So he had half the rushing yards, but his TD to interception ratio was way better than Justin Fields. So that's either telling me that Russell Fields was under pressure, which is why he had a bad completion rate, right? And look, I'm not comparing the two. I'm just saying to you that I think it's a good move to have both of those guys on the team. It's a great deal. It was a great move. I was so happy when I saw that. I thought that was phenomenal. Give him some time to rest. Give Russell Wilson to be loved by a coach, right? And he still put up, dude, he had 26 touchdowns to what? 8, 9 interceptions. The other guy had 16-9. He had 50% of his times he threw interceptions.
Okay, all right. Well, name any receiver on the Chicago Bears right now.
I can't even name a receiver.
There you go.
That dude from
Judy,
the Panthers, DJ Moore.
Yeah, that was it. Just him.
That
That's
was
all
it.
they got. That's it.
Come on.
Russell had
No,
Portland.
Russell had
Justin
what?
Fields.
Who did Russell have?
He had good receivers.
Who?
Judy,
Who were they?
Cortland
Name
Sutton,
them.
Judy, Cortland,
Jerry
he had,
Judy,
like,
Cortland, yeah,
Cortland,
or at least they had high pedigree.
yeah.
But yet Justin Fields he's not a polished product. He's not. Yeah, he's the thing that is scary about Justin Fields is he has a high number of turnovers, a lot of fumbles, a lot of interceptions. That is not going to fly with Mike Tomlin. So he needs to fix that. So if he takes a year to just learn from Russell Wilson, learn how to be a better quarterback, and then maybe he could be the guy next year for the Steelers.
Right. And look, they made Russell, Russell Wilson tweeted out to Justin Fields, welcome him to the team. Justin Wilson is in a different mindset. His spirits are up there. I mean, you get paid $38 million with a coach now. They're being loved. I mean, those deals were made with what we're talking about up front to those guys. Now, I don't think that they were saying, "Hey, Justin, you're not going to at all play." I think they're going to put him in from time to time and in a package to run. But they do that with other players now that aren't quarterbacks. Right? They'll put McCaffrey they'll run the Wildcat with a lot of different teams. I mean, the Saints did it with Tatum, right? So to have Justin Fields there to run, to have some play, but understand that you're coming out. I think it's going to be acceptable to him. You know what I mean? He's going to get to learn not to turn the ball over. He's going to learn from a guy that has some presence. Russell's got some presence to perform how he performed under that coach, which I really have a disdain for Sean Payton unless he turns that team around, which I think he's got a problem because now you got Harbaugh, and you got Andy Reid that you're going to compete against. I think Sean Payton put himself in a really bad position. Because he called out an NFL coach and he berated a 9-time Pro Bowl player and ran him out of town.
Everything Sean Payton has done since he's come back to the NFL and coaching has been a disaster. It's possible that Sean Payton was only a good coach because of Drew Brees and he can't cut it otherwise. He might be the game might have passed him by. So far, really bad for Sean Payton.
But I got one question. Patrick Queen, how big a signing is that?
Huge. Biggest free agent the Steelers ever got. I mean, in terms of money. It's huge. They desperately needed an inside linebacker, and they haven't had one for about 5-6 years now, and they finally got one, and it's going to help a lot.
And the Bears need a legitimate quarterback. And right now they have the Steelers. Now they have a legitimate chance with two guys that can be that quarterback to take them to that next level. They have not had a quarterback since Ben.
Correct.
Period.
Now, here's the crazy thing about this whole Russell Wilson quarterback Kenny Pickett thing. The stars on the Steelers, Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, Minka Fitzpatrick, they went out and contacted Russell Wilson to try to bring him to Pittsburgh. While Kenny Pickett was still on the team, while they still had their starting quarterback from last year still on the team, they went out and got someone else. That's how bad the situation was with Kenny Pickett. I've never heard of that before.
We can't make fun of Jersey guy. He's a Jersey guy. I can't
bash him. Now he's in his hometown.
Byron always throws that in when he needs it as his defense.
I can't bash the Jersey guy.
He says that every time.
County, man. Mama County, man. I can't do it.
I always want to see Jersey guys do well, but I'm going to call it like I see it. You know, I'm ecstatic for the Steelers fan base. I'm ecstatic for Tomlin. I'm ecstatic for Justin Fields. I'm ecstatic for Russell Wilson. You know, I don't like to see anybody treated the way he was treated. I mean, think about it. My wife complained about what she saw Kelsey do in the Super Bowl, and that was purely accidental. And Andy Reid and Travis Kelsey were like, hey, he caught me off guard, and everything was cool with them. What Sean Payton did on public TV to Russell Wilson was disgusting. And what he called, and in him calling out another head coach, and then they come back and beat him.
Yeah.
How about when they told Russell Wilson, you need to waive your injury thing or whatever, or you need to basically they wanted Russell Wilson to give away like tens of millions of dollars from his contract. That is shady. That is demeaning. It's horrible.
So Sean Payton seems bitter. Is the bitter of the world. Seems bitter of the world. I agree, Steve. I think Sean Payton. I think he wanted to make a difference. I think he wanted to come in and make a difference faster, but I don't understand how a coach could come in to a team. Like, in other words, I think Sean Payton took the money. He just got the bag because Byron, correct me if I'm wrong. Look, they already signed Russell for $200-something million. So you're not coming in and changing. You understand? You got to deal with what you got. You accepted the position. You accepted $100 million. So why would you treat this guy like this? And now you put your team in a position to get a cap hit in, I think, isn't it in league history? That's the largest cap hit a team's ever done. Yep. $85 million. Okay, something's wrong with you. You don't take a big job.
My question is, did he ever do that to Drew Brees down there in New Orleans? I never saw him do that.
Ever.
But
he didn't need to.
Yeah, but he didn't need to do that to Russell. If you got a problem with a
player, he didn't need to do. Wait a second. He didn't need to do that to Russell. What I'm saying, what he didn't need to was meaning he was also a low-paid coach. Was that his first head coaching job?
He wasn't low paid. After he won the Super Bowl, he was up
think it
there. He
was.
was
No,
he
no,
was up there high.
But at the
timeout.
time,
Well,
when
you
he
said
first
after
started
he won
with
the
New
Super
Orleans.
Bowl. That's what I'm talking about. When he started with Drew Brees, remember, and they took a chance on him because the Chargers, the dumb organization that they are, let him go because of his shoulder, right? Okay, and he put up numbers in the Chargers, so it wasn't like Drew Brees was no hack. Okay, he came in and won that Super Bowl, right? The one thing I give Sean Payton credit is have the Carnegies to do an onside kick at halftime.
Yeah.
Okay, they gotta give that brother some credit, man. That was some Canuckies, right? Okay, but outside of that, like Steve is saying, he's a bitter dude that took a position. You knew what you were getting. You understand? What did you expect? You walk in, is
He
this more
thought-
surprise?
He thought Russell Wilson was going to be his new Drew Brees, and that obviously that did not work. They just did not get along at all.
Well, it didn't get along because he must have got mad because of how how the organization was letting Russell get away with a lot of stuff the year before. But that's not Russell's fault. Come on, Byron. You told me it's a business, right? As a player,
Yep.
you're gonna take whatever they give you. Yes.
Take it
If they
all.
if they give you an office, I'm taking it. If they give me
I'll take
personal
it.
assistance, I'm taking it. If they
taking
give
that
somebody
too.
to paint if they give somebody to clean my toenails, I'm taking it.
I don't know about that far.
Yeah, you got big toes. But
Whatever.
just in general, but just in general, my point being is, okay, maybe that was wrong with Russell, but you can't blame Russell, right? He got rid of all of it. Russell didn't complain. Russell just played. You never heard
Yeah,
Russell
but-
say anything bad about Sean Payton. Even today, he's never said anything bad about Sean Payton. How many players,
Yeah, but-
Kadarius Toney, how many players have left and bad-mouthed their coaches? How many players have
all of
said that they quit? They left. Gronk said he left Patriots because of Belichick. They didn't deny he's a great coach because I didn't want to play under that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
so I
but
mean,
did he ever do that to Drew Brees? Like
no.
undressed him, in public. I could see them having a kind of relationship, and I don't know this for fact, but all right, he has an issue. During halftime, say whatever you have to say. During training camp, say whatever you have to say. But as far as publicly undressing somebody on the sidelines, I never saw him, do that. Maybe he did, maybe whatever, but I never saw it. But for him to do that to Russell Wilson the way he did it, and then all of a sudden, they want to, you know what? You're gonna sit out these 2 games because we don't want you to get injured because we don't want the injury clause to kick in where you have to get all this money. Oh, so are you gonna give it? Oh, no, I ain't gonna do that. And the next you're gonna bash the guy and basically banish him, from the Broncos when he really didn't deserve that treatment.
no, I agree, and but I go back to saying the reason why Peyton didn't do that is because when you get paid $100 million, the expectation is you better turn this team around. Right. And I think when you got that pressure on you, it starts changing your personality of how you normally go. And that's a problem. And the Broncos have made a lot of bad decisions. If John was on here, he'll tell you they made a lot of bad decisions over the last several years, even when Elway was running the show. Best decision they ever did was bring in Peyton Manning, and that was it.
Peyton's getting $18 million a year over 5 years.
Who?
Wow.
Sean Payton.
He's getting how much?
$18 million a year.
Over 5 years, which is close to $100 million.
Yep.
Right? That's a lot of money. That's quarterback money. Okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
So for the most
right,
part,
and right now he is the top paid coach in all of sports.
Wow.
that's my point. So he went in there. He didn't have that same responsibility because he wasn't getting paid that when he started as the head coach for the Saints, right? And this also leads into why I believe Russell Wilson is going to do well because he didn't do bad last year. He's going to do well. And Byron, I'm looking at your salary cap, but it shows that the Pittsburgh is negative $12 million.
Well, they're better than that now. I'm sure they re-signed people, whatever. That was a while ago. I'm sure that it's changed.
They're not allowed to be negative now, so yeah.
Yeah, not now. No,
Okay.
I'm sure they've restructured contracts, giving people bonus money, kick some more money down the can, and they probably fixed that real quick.
And you don't think the players on that team are excited to have a Russell Wilson and that he accepted just the league minimum? Again, Byron, I'm sorry. He's better than Flacco, and he could have gotten at least what Flacco got.
Flacco
And
made up pretty good.
Yes, he did. And I think what happened is his conversation with Tomlin saying he's willing to give him a shot. I think Russell said, okay, shake hands. I'm going to take the least that I can. Put the players around me. What do you think, Joe?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is now remember, Russell Wilson has a lot to prove. From everything that happened in Denver and everything that happened in Seattle, they got rid of him. Everything in Denver was bad. And yes, he had a pretty good year last year. But when a team would rather take an $80-some million cap hit than have him on the roster anymore, that means his reputation is taking a big hit. So Russell Wilson has a lot to prove that he's still, and that's why he wanted to come to Pittsburgh. He wanted to come to a team where he could be the starter and that was a playoff contender. And the Steelers did make the playoffs last year, so they fit both criteria.
And think about the similarities between Seattle and Pittsburgh. Okay, it's a defensive-minded coach. It's a player's coach because Pete Carroll's a player's coach, okay? And so he's coming under those same conditions. He's also coming to a team that has a good running game. Seattle had a good running game. I mean, he's pretty much mirroring what he had in Seattle, right? With a coach and now with an offensive coordinator that's probably a little bit better than maybe what Seattle had.
Pittsburgh's at $12 million with the cap. They're back at the black.
So $12 million, they got room for a couple more receivers, right? Because their defense is pretty solid. Their defense is what kept them in the games. Their defense is why they had a winning season.
And their defense got upgraded with Patrick Queen.
That's right.
So, I mean, what does it say? Sean Payton, he's like, the Waltons should have
Yeah, because they're the ones that bought the Broncos.
I keep forgetting that the Waltons. So Steve Carpenter is saying that the Waltons should have stuck to Walmart. He's right. I don't get it.
They should turn Mile High Stadium into a giant Walmart.
Super Walmart.
You know what?
A super.
So everybody get in there.
A Sam's Club, right? Isn't it?
So everybody get in there self-serve. Everybody get you serve yourself coming in. Hey, swipe your ticket.
I don't understand. Walmart's all about discounts. How do you get a discount when you're giving up $85 million?
They should have went to the discount bin for a coach instead of spending $18 million. That's for sure.
And his contract is guaranteed, isn't it? I'm pretty sure most coaches' contracts is guaranteed. So that's $100 million. Man, he got a Jimbo Fisher deal, right?
Retirement money,
yeah, same results.
With the same results, and I'm just like, who's the quarterback for Broncos now?
Nobody.
So they need a quarterback.
Yeah.
So they're going into the season without a quarterback, competing against competing against Harbaugh with Justin Herbert, and competing against Andy Reid with Patrick Mahomes, who they just re-signed Chris Jones, and I think they're trying to add another major. I think they're adding another awesome receiver.
Yeah, but don't forget, man, the Chargers stripped down their team too. They got rid of both their receivers, Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. Mike Williams signed with the Jets. They got rid of the running back, so basically they starting all over again.
Yeah, but I trust Harbaugh. Harbaugh turned around, he turned around Alex Smith's season. I mean, he did a pretty good job with the 49ers.
Well, he's turned around every place he's been, going back to college when he first started. So
yeah, so I mean, I have faith in Jim Harbaugh as a coach. You know what I mean? And I think I just, how me and Joey feel about Brandon Staley. So you don't want to get into that, but I think he did. Look what he did with Alex Smith's career. You know what I mean? So he rebuilt that. So if they got rid of those players, that means how much cap space do the Chargers have? Well,
they're under the cap, but barely.
If they're under the cap, that means they're going to make some moves to do a deal, because they know when you're the Chargers, and you're Harbaugh, you got to go through Kansas City. And when I say you got to go through Kansas City approved that necessarily you got to worry about them because they're going to beat you home or away right now because they proved that they can win on the road. Correct? And they had a bad offensive year.
I was saying that cap space for the Chargers is $39 million.
Wow.
Okay, they got money.
But you also have some of the cheaper owners with the Chargers too. Spanos, they don't spend no money.
Yeah.
Well, you know, they don't spend any money, but they paid Harbaugh pretty good, right?
Hey, they wanted the best.
Okay, so I think they're in this position that they're realizing they have a chance, and they have a legitimate franchise quarterback, right? They wasted years with Brandon Staley. Yep. Well, the window's not closing. How old is he's only 20-something years old, dude.
25, 26, somewhere in that range.
Yes, the window ain't closing. I mean, Brady. Look at Flacco and Brady. They played it in almost to their 40s. I mean, so
a little different.
And I think the Jets are starting to shore up with some of the moves they're making. You know, hopefully
Mike Williams,
Aaron Rodgers, coming back. You know, they're picking up some linemen. You know, they're hoping
Tyron Smith.
Tyron Smith.
But they also, the one big news that was going around up here, they were getting bent out of shape because Aaron Rodgers was being mentioned as a possible vice president, candidate up here, and people were losing their minds. You know, are you focusing on football? Or are you going to focus on politics? They felt that it was a distraction. You know,
vice president of what?
United States.
Oh,
for RFK Jr.'s running mate.
Yeah.
Wait a second. What? That's gotta be a joke. They ain't no way.
It's not.
No. RFK Jr. No, RFK Jr. He was on the possible list as his VP. That's all that was up here, man. I'm just relaying a message, man.
Yeah, okay. I just think I can't imagine. I can't. I'm sorry. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I think that is a distraction if that's true, and I hate to see that because you got to admit, is there anybody on this panel right now? Does everybody is anybody on this panel not wanting to see Aaron Rodgers play? Don't we want to see him play, see what he could do with a season, regardless what happens? I want to see him get through a season with the Jets.
Sure. Well, yeah. I'd rather see Aaron Rodgers than Zach Smith for another year. I'd
like to see Aaron Rodgers play with it. I like to see Aaron.
Zach, leave him.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But I'd like to see Aaron Rodgers play for a year for the Jets and let's see what he has. You know what I mean? Because if they're signing some players and so forth, and it would be, I want to see what he has because, now I think Green Bay is a legitimate contender. I mean, I think the youngest team in all of NFL. And they're good.
They do it right.
and they also added some good players in free agency.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs. I think Josh Jacobs went up there.
Josh Jacobs, which is a running back I enjoy. Who else did they add? They added a defensive player. So I think Green Bay is going to be a force to reckon with next year. And they're young. And they already made it to the playoffs. They already won a playoff game, right? Jordan Love is playing really well. So, I think this is going to be an interesting season. I don't know if I still think Kansas City's the team to beat, unless you guys differ.
And they signed Marquise Hollywood Brown, a receiver that can, like a Tyreek Hill kind, that can go deep. So, yeah, they filled that position, with a speed burner. So,
yep. Well, Kadarius Toney isn't there anymore, right?
No, he's still there. They got rid of him yet.
He's about to, though. I don't think I doubt he's on the roster this year.
They might try to trade him to get something for him. They're just gonna,
whatever. I'm not saying they're gonna. I'm just saying I don't think he's gonna be on the roster.
You know what they should send? You know what they send him to Miami Dolphins? He wants to go back to Florida. Send him down to Florida. He'd be all right if you send him back to Florida.
I would be scared for any team to take. If I was a team, I wouldn't want him on my team.
No.
He was a
needs to be
problem with the
working.
Giants. He's got a problem. He should stick to rapping. Hopefully, maybe he's get a better career there.
Rapping. Go
He's
work
got two
at
Super Bowl
Walmart or
rings.
Sam's Club or something.
Yeah, because I think he's a problem, right? I think, why are you going to keep a guy that was a problem and you blatantly just did not play him in the playoffs when he helped you last year, the year before in the Super Bowl? Something's wrong.
Here today, gone tomorrow. NFL.
Yep. Not for long.
Nope.
That's what the NFL stands for. Not for long. So, Joey, I just want to say congratulations on your Pittsburgh. You got to be happy. How is it in Pittsburgh? How the fans? I mean, how's everybody? I mean, it's a great city, great, great football. They admire their team. They love Tomlin. And how are they feeling out there?
We're so excited. Just everything's optimistic. We're all excited about Russell Wilson, excited about Justin Fields, Patrick Queen. Everything's looking up, and they're not done making moves. They're still going to make a move to get some wide receiver. There's talks they might get Brandon Ayuk. There's talks they might get Justin Jefferson. Who knows? There's it used to be that the Steelers were like conservative and they didn't make any moves and stuff like that. Now they're making big moves. So, the possibilities are endless. We're excited.
I think they're making big moves because, it's one thing to go 17 years without a losing season, but Pittsburgh is used to winning championships, right?
Yep.
And they need to get another championship. And I'd like to see Tomlin get two because Cowher only had one, right? And I'd like to see Tomlin get a second Super Bowl, right? Now, whether that happens or not, it's a little different story, but I think it's possible. They got a good defense. They need their offense to come to play and win and let their defense take over, right? But the AFC is a tough division. The AFC's tough. The NFC is a little bit more open. I don't think there's a clear front runner. I think the Eagles are making some good moves. It's just until I see something that changes what we believe, then we'll go from there. Anything else, Byron? So I know you have your mock draft coming up, but I didn't want to get into that too much yet. And that'll probably start changing. Is there any key items there you wanted to mention?
No, the only key we got to keep our eye on it is the Minnesota is going to jump up, to try to get a quarterback. From that, like we said before, they have 11 and 23 to see if they're going to get up into that top 5. To pick, the guy that they want, or maybe with the Giants, because we could use those 2 extra picks though.
I would take them in a heartbeat, bro.
That would be a great deal.
You would not see my face drop if they did that, like they did when we had the 11 pick.
Yeah, they dropped from 11 to 20.
11, 20, yeah. Hey, look, the Jets got a number 10 pick, so you got them picking an offensive tackle, so that's another lineman. Right?
Right tackle. Yep.
Right tackle. And then why do you have the Giants picking a wide receiver instead of that Notre Dame? I'd rather take that Notre Dame tackle.
You want to know? He's a left tackle. What happened to the last time?
No, yeah, you're right. You're right.
To play left tackle and put him on the right side.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
His dad used to play for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's all pro with the Chiefs. The kid from Notre Dame.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. His father was an all-pro lineman with the Kansas City Chiefs back in my day.
What position did the guy from Penn State play? That the Jet you should be putting in play? What side?
Tackle.
I know it's tackle. Which side?
I think it was left tackle. I'm not sure.
So everybody's left tackle. That's the problem. Everybody knows the money is playing left tackle coming out of college.
Yep. The only guy that's like a right tackle is J.C. Latham, the kid from Alabama, is a right tackle. And he's going to get picked by somebody in the first round because he's a right tackle.
And you got the guy for the Raiders for Oregon, Fauga. What was it? Which side does he play? The guy from Oregon State.
Right tackle, I think.
So there's a right tackle there. Why wouldn't you want him?
Because that's too high. 6 is too high for that. For right tackle, that's way too high.
Give me those, man. Listen to me. You got me excited now. Please make those 2 first round draft picks. Please. Because there's nothing that 6th-round pick is going to do for us to change our team that fast.
Especially if they pick J.J. McCarthy at 6, and they only got a couple picks that because they traded away the second round pick they traded away, for I forgot whoever the guy was they paid, and now it's like they only have like 5 picks, so what are you gonna do?
Yeah, just again. So what do you think? What about Detroit? Is Detroit making any moves? You think Detroit's going to have a still good team this year?
They just lost their cornerback because he got arrested.
Yeah, boy, did he?
Ooh.
Woo-wee.
Ooh.
Yeah, he got a little problem because they've been looking for him for like the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What did he allegedly do?
Oh, something bad.
Something
bad. Oh, okay.
Really bad.
Domestic issue.
Oh,
yeah.
I hate to hear that, right? Because it just puts a stain. In other words, people expect that more in the NFL instead of the good stuff that takes place. You know what I mean? So I'm sad to hear that. But Detroit still got a good team, right? They still should be pretty decent.
Yep.
They had a great run last year. I think Detroit fans were super, super happy. And I know the Wilson family was happy.
Yes, they were.
So that's Byron's family. They're from Detroit. What else we got? Oh, man, please give me those 2. Now I can't sleep. I want those 2 first-round picks.
Hey, if they want to get their guy, man, they got to move up. They got to move, in the top 5.
Hey, look, and Daniel Jones still got the potential. I'm just concerned about his injuries right now. That's all I worry about, right?
Oh, and did you see that? What's his name? Marvin Harrison Jr. son did not participate in his pro day today.
Why?
And he didn't because he got it like that, man. I guess I think what did he have? 144 catches, at Ohio State, all these yards, a touchdown. What else can you do?
Why would he? He's locked in as the overall number 4 pick. He's not going to get any higher, so why do anything to mess that up?
That's what you got to think. How many players have, went out there their pro day and whatever, and hamstring, tore up a knee or whatever, just not even getting hit, just running. So why would you go out there and risk it? Knowing that you're going to be in the top 5, get ready to get paid. And his pedigree is what? His dad, the Hall of Fame receiver for the Colts. So what else?
Exactly. Well, I think I commend players when they're in that position. You know what I mean? I think that's you got to. It's a business, right? So why do it?
But they're mad because he's one of the first ones to do. He didn't go to the combine and he didn't pro day. He's one of the first or one of the few probably that have ever done that, where he didn't participate in anything. And basically his answer was, I'm getting ready for the season. He knows where, he's getting ready to get picked. I'm getting ready for the season.
Because I guarantee you the Cardinals have already talked to him, right? He's preparing mentally to go to the Cardinals and they're already working out what that deal's going to look like. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So he's just saying, why am I going to do anything else? I already know what you're going to do. So why, like you said, why risk anything? You understand? And so, hey, God bless him. If he's got it like that and he can do it, I think it's a good thing. Hey, Joey, can you tell us about your show and when can they listen to you?
Show's called the Donut Bag Podcast. Mondays at 7. And yeah, there's so much to talk about with the Steelers. This is crazy. This is the off season. It's supposed to slow down. We're talking about. There's a million things to talk about.
Okay, and when's your show again? I'm sorry.
Mondays at 7.
Mondays at 7. And so, okay, let's rate. Let's end this before we end it. Let's rate it from 1 to 10. 10 being the highest. How would you rate? I'm gonna let you go first, Byron. How do you rate? Because I ain't giving you a chance. How do you rate Pittsburgh picking up Russell Wilson and Justin Fields?
1.
Don't be
what?
Yeah, he's just being a. Come on, Byron. You got to be an analyst. Come on.
Oh man! All right, a 9, man. All right, man.
9. Joey,
10.
And I'm gonna go 10 plus. 2. Do you rated 1 to 10, do you think that there's going to be a quarterback controversy? Byron, I'm going to let you go first.
Yes.
What do you rate what's the 1 to 10, 10 being the most likely there's going to be a quarterback controversy?
8.5.
Joey?
I say 5. Not even.
Yeah.
I'd say there's a 25% chance of that happening.
Okay, so that means it's 2.5. Joey,
2.5
out of 10, just so you know.
I was told there would be no math.
No matter.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it under. I'm gonna give it maybe a 4. I just Tomlin doesn't play that way. You know what I mean? He's gonna tell the fans stay quiet. This is how I run the team. The ownership is gonna back him, right? This is too much on his side. He's got way too much power in Pittsburgh for them to mess with him, right? And he's earned it because he's gone to the playoffs with 4-string quarterbacks with Mason Rudolph. Yep. Okay, so don't count him out. He's probably got 2 of the best quarterbacks he's had over the last 8-9 years since Ben.
Possibly.
And he's won with less.
That's right.
All right. So I give that there. All right, great. All right. Don't forget to tune in our show every Thursday at 8 p.m. What time, Byron? 8 p.m. 10 minus 10 minus 2. Because no matter what we tell, no matter for 5 years going on with showing, people still ask, when's your show?
All the time.
What time? Oh, okay.
My sister did that today.
I don't like. We announce it every week. We promote it every week and so forth. So look, don't forget to turn into Joey's show. Tune into us. Please smash the like button here. We're going to be talking about the draft. We got Byron's put together a mock draft. I'm sure that may change a little bit next week. Byron, you do have 3 quarterbacks going in the first 3 rounds, so you already have it. Right? So I didn't see that until right now.
I think well, we'll figure it out later.
Yeah. And then so tune into our show. Please don't forget to subscribe to the Sportscast on all our channels, Twitter, Spotify, YouTube. We're on Facebook Live, going live. Join our show. Leave your comments, and please, we welcome you. And next week, we're going to continue and talk about a little bit about what's happening in the draft and maybe some other great things. But I was excited about today, Joey. So thanks for coming on, because once that happened, I was already on the messenger. I don't know if you saw it. I was hammering everybody. Why does it matter that Pickett, and why are you comparing Pickett and Justin Fields? Is because the logic says that position now got upgraded for very little dollars.
The best thing that could have happened was Kenny Pickett being angry and demanding to be traded so that the Steelers could get Justin Fields. It worked out perfectly for the Steelers.
And we're going to keep him. He's the one that asked for the trade.
But he did go to his favorite team as a kid growing up, was the Philadelphia Eagles. Kenny Pickett.
Why did he not? This is the big mystery. Why did, when they said Russell Wilson is coming in, why did he say, okay, I'll compete with him? But instead, what? He's not going to compete with Jalen Hurts. There's no chance at all of him playing in Philadelphia. It's so weird.
Aren't they like close to the same age?
Yeah. I think Kenny Pickett's older, actually.
Okay, Kenny Pickett's older, and Jalen Hurts is young. Jalen Hurts has gotten better. He just is. I think he was legitimately hurt, even though some of our fans were saying, "No, I don't think he's hurt. He's playing pot." No, I think he had a problem. He just didn't want to say anything about it. I think he was hurt. He wasn't the Jalen Hurts we saw. Byron, when Jalen Hurts came in the season, every other than last year, you said every year he continued to get better and better and better, all the way until they got to the Super Bowl. Is that a fair statement or not?
True.
Okay. Something was wrong with him last year. We said it. But we kept saying it, and the Philly fans were not agreeing with us.
They were waiting for him to turn the switch.
Turn some switch. Well, it's really hard to turn a switch when your knee's injured.
Yeah.
Right. It's hard to reach
it, especially when you're a quarterback. Okay, so that's a great point, and I know it's the end of the show. It's just something's wrong with his agent. Why would you go to Philadelphia? Your chances of playing at Philly you're guaranteed not to be the starter there. You had a chance of doing something in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
So, all right. Well, gentlemen, you have a great night. We're going to be doing this outro right now, and I will. We will talk soon. Let's say good night and God bless everybody.